if I told you your cat has rules they actually expect you to follow? Would you even know what they are? Most owners think they do, but cats carry silent expectations that go way beyond food, water, and basic attention. These are unspoken rules your cat tests you on every single day, and if you keep breaking them, which most people do without even realizing it, your cat won't say anything. They'll just quietly start pulling away from you. Let's start with the one almost everybody gets wrong. 1. Staring directly into your cat's eyes. Have you ever looked straight into your cat's eyes and watched them suddenly turn away? You probably thought they got distracted or lost interest. But here's what was actually happening. In cat language, direct eye contact is not a sign of love, it's a challenge. When you lock eyes with your cat and hold that gaze, even just a few seconds too long, your cat reads it as a threat. It's completely hardwired into their instincts. In the wild, a prolonged stare between two cats is exactly what happens right before a fight breaks out. So every time you gaze into those beautiful eyes, thinking you're sharing a sweet moment, your cat is sitting there wondering why you're acting aggressive toward them. A study published in the journal Animal Cognition found that cats actively avoid eye contact with people who stare directly at them, but move closer to people who blink slowly and look away. That's not a coincidence. That's your cat telling you the rules. The right move is actually very simple. Look at your cat softly, give a slow blink, then look away. That's how you say I love you in their world. And if you've been staring without knowing this, don't worry too much. But pay close attention to the last section of this video, because where your cat chooses to sleep at night actually reveals whether they've forgiven you for breaking rules like this one. The answer might genuinely surprise you. 2. Petting your cat for too long. Why does your cat go from purring peacefully on your lap to suddenly biting your hand out of nowhere? You didn't do anything wrong. At least that's how it felt. But here's the honest truth. You did do something wrong. You just didn't know when to stop. Cats have a neurological threshold for physical touch. Once you cross it, what started out as pleasure flips into overstimulation. And when that switch goes off, your cat isn't being mean or unpredictable. They're telling you that you broke the rule. Researchers actually call it petting-induced aggression. It happens because repeated stimulation starts irritating the nerve receptors beneath their skin. Think of it like someone rubbing the same exact spot on your arm over and over. At first it feels pleasant, then uncomfortable, then completely unbearable. The warning signs are always there before the bite ever comes. Their tail starts twitching. Their ears shift slightly. Their skin ripples along the back. Most owners miss every single one of those signals because they're too focused on how cute the moment feels. The rule here is simple. Pet in short sessions. The moment you notice any of those signs, stop. Let your cat decide when they want more. That's not rejection. That's your cat showing you exactly how they want to be loved. And before we move on, if this is already changing the way you see your cat, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so we can reach more owners who want to understand the rules their cat will never meow about. 3. Moving their favorite spot. You know that one spot your cat always curls up in. What happens when you move the blanket, rearrange the furniture, or toss out that old worn box they loved? Most owners don't think twice about it. You're just tidying up. But to your cat, you just destroyed something that belonged entirely to them. Cats don't experience your home the way you do. They map their entire world through scent and territory. Every spot they claim gets marked with pheromones from their face and paws. That's their way of saying this is mine, this is safe, I belong here. So when you move their favorite blanket to another room or shift the furniture around, your cat doesn't just feel annoyed. They feel genuinely displaced. The sense of security they built around that spot disappears instantly, and they have absolutely no idea why. A study from the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that environmental disruption is one of the top triggers of stress in indoor cats. Something as small as moving their bed to the other side of the room can cause anxiety, loss of appetite, and even litter box avoidance. The rule is to respect what they've claimed. If your cat has chosen a spot, that wasn't random. That was a decision. And if you absolutely need to move something, do it gradually. Shift it little by little so your cat can adjust without feeling like their safe space vanished overnight. 4. Talking to them while they eat. Do you ever talk to your cat during meals? Maybe you stand nearby and say something sweet while they're eating. It feels completely harmless, right? But your cat doesn't see it that way. Not even a little. In the wild, mealtime is one of the most vulnerable moments in any cat's day. Their head is down, their focus is on the food, and their guard is lower than at any other point. That instinct doesn't disappear just because they live indoors now. So when you hover near their bowl, talk to them, or reach down to pet them mid-meal, your cat's survival brain quietly kicks in. They can't fully relax into eating because part of their mind is now tracking your every move. Even if they don't run away, the stress is happening internally. You just can't see it. What you can see is what comes after. Cats who feel pressured during meals start eating too fast, which leads to vomiting, food guarding, or avoiding the bowl altogether. And in multi-cat households, the same thing happens even without you standing there. When food bowls are placed too close together, the presence of another cat creates that exact same kind of pressure. The rule is simple. When your cat is eating, give them space. No talking, no touching, no standing over them. And if you have more than one cat, give each one their own separate spot to eat. Those few minutes at the bowl belong to them and only them. 5. Ignoring them when you walk in. When you come home after a long day, what's the first thing you do? Toss your keys, check your phone, kick off your shoes. But have you ever noticed your cat was right there waiting for you the whole time? Most owners walk right past them without a second thought. You're tired, you're distracted, you'll get to them in a minute. But to your cat, that moment meant everything. Cats don't greet casually. When your cat shows up at the door or watches you walk in from across the room, that's a deliberate choice they made. They're acknowledging you, and they're expecting you to acknowledge them back. This isn't neediness. It's a social ritual that cats take completely seriously. Researchers who study feline behavior have found that cats develop greeting patterns with their owners, just like they do with other cats they fully trust. A slow approach, tail held high, maybe a soft little chirp. That's their version of saying, "I noticed you and I'm genuinely glad you're home." When you ignore that moment, your cat doesn't make a scene. They just quietly file it away. And over time, those missed greetings add up. Your cat starts showing up at the door less. The chirping stops. Not because they stopped caring, but because they learned that you don't follow that rule. The fix takes literally 3 seconds. When you walk in, give your cat a slow blink, say something soft to them, and that's it. That's honestly all they ever wanted from you. 6. Where your cat sleeps at night. Have you ever stopped to wonder why your cat sleeps exactly where they do? Maybe it's on your chest, at the foot of the bed, or in a completely separate room. You probably never gave it much thought, but that choice is the most honest thing your cat will ever communicate to you. Remember earlier when we talked about staring into your cat's eyes and how they read that as a threat? This is where everything comes full circle. Because where your cat sleeps is the final verdict on how truly safe they feel around you. A cat who sleeps on your chest or curled near your face is telling you something incredibly powerful. They're placing themselves at their most vulnerable, in their deepest state of unconsciousness, right next to the person they trust above anyone else. That's not just comfort seeking. That's complete and total surrender. A cat who sleeps at the foot of the bed still trusts you, but they're keeping just a little distance. They want to be close, but they want an easy exit too. That's not rejection. That's a cat who's still learning your patterns and quietly making sure you're safe enough to fully let their guard down around. And a cat who sleeps in another room entirely. That doesn't mean they don't love you, but it might mean something in your daily routine is making them feel uncertain. Maybe it's one of the things we covered today that you never even realized you were doing. The beautiful part is that none of this is permanent. Every single day is a brand new chance to follow the rules your cat has been quietly waiting for you to understand. And now, you finally know what they are.